What's up there, YouTube? The Wireless Vizier here, and I'm going to give you my first video. It's basically a deck tech on the deck, the DDDs, the OCG archetype that just dropped a couple months ago. I like these. I've been running them for quite a while now, and they've been doing sufficient in testing. So I hope you enjoy the deck as a whole, because it's very nice. It's like Control-esque, but you'll see when I explain it. You'll see. Okay, so first off, DD Lilith. Basically, when it's normal or special summon, you can target a DD monster in your grave, add to your hand, or you can add a DD monster from your extra deck to your hand. So your pendulums like Kepler or Ogre, Proud Ogre, or King Hell Armageddon, or even Leonidas, because Leonidas pops itself and you can gain life. You can add that to your hand, and it will basically give you, it'll basically say, hey, I lost nothing in this. Plus it can contribute to the fusion with Dark Contract with the Swamp King, and it can contribute with the Synchro, because Night Howling can special summon it, and you can get DD Gale King Alexander, which I'll go over in a little bit. DD Night Howling. Okay, so you can target one normal, when you normal summon it, it's not a special summon. Would be broke though. You can target one DD monster in your graveyard, special summon that monster. Its attack and defense becomes 0, and you take 1,000 damage when it's destroyed. You can't special summon any monsters during this turn except Fiend type, which is not really that effect. Well, it doesn't really hurt us that much because most of the deck is Fiend. The whole deck practically is Fiend, except for a couple things, which is the XZs. Well, most of them. I mean, only X-Katin is a Fiend, but yeah, it basically can give you utility to summon Gale Alexander, but just note that this deck will be edited. So this is not the first time and the only time you'll see this. It will be updates to this. So the extra deck might be looking a bit cloggy right now with 3 of each of the separate DD card, but it'll work, trust me. I'll update it and keep you guys posted about the deck. DDD Conquest King Kaiser. If this card is pendulum summon, negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. Once per turn, if this card was pendulum summon, you can target 1 or 2 cards in your spell or trap zone and destroy them. And if you do, this card gets an additional attack for each card destroyed. So practically, if you know you have the win in the hand, a firm grasp on it, summon King Kaiser, you can pop 2 of the Covenant cards. Or even, I think you can pop the pendulums because they count as spells, I thought. But I'll have to double check on that. But it's good just for that fact that if you know you got the win in your hand, you can be like, summons Conquest King Kaiser and just go for game. Because those 3 attacks take up over half the life of the opponent. So if you already have field presence beforehand and you summon King Kaiser, you'll be good. DD Cerberus. In the pendulum zone, once per turn you can target a DD monster. It becomes level 4, and if it does, it gains 400 attack and defense. When it's pendulum summoned from your hand while you control a DD monster, except DD Cerberus, you can target 1 continuous spell guard in your deck in your graveyard, add it to your hand. It basically serves the purpose of Lilith. It's the 4th Lilith. Think of it like that. Like, think of Lilith as the monster searcher from the grave, and DD Cerberus as the spell searcher for the grave. Next up is DD Magical Astronomer Galilei. In the pendulum zone, you cannot pendulum summon monsters except for DD monsters, and the effect cannot be negated. During each of your standby phases, increase this card's pendulum scale by 2, max 10. Then destroy all monsters you control whose levels, my bad for that, are lower than or equal to this card's pendulum scale, except for DD Astronomer Galilei. And you can only use this effect of DD Astronomer Galilei once per turn. So practically, it can raise the pendulum scales to the ones that you need, or if the opponent just hates you, long enough, they can wait till it goes up to practically 12-12, and you can't do anything with them. Unless, of course, you have one with a lower pendulum on the right, like Leonidas or King Hell Armageddon or Kepler. But Kepler, yeah, it's basically the opposite. Oh, speaking of Kepler, he does the same thing while in the pendulum zones. And during each of your standby phases, reduce his card's pendulum scale by 2, minimum 1. Then destroy all monsters you control whose levels are equal to or higher than this card's pendulum scale. Basically, it's Galilei. And when this card, you can only use the effect of DD Kepler once per turn. You can either add or you can target one other DD card in your graveyard. I think I'm gonna have to check this because I don't want to give y'all wrong information. Well, one you control, return it to the hand, or you can add one dark contract card from your deck to your hand. So that basically searches out most of the cards in the deck, which is nice. Well, most of the Covenant cards, because Dark Contract, Dark Covenant. Well, yeah, I get the names confused. I'm sorry for that. DD Proud Ogre. Once per turn, you can lose, I think, 1,500. Okay, you can pay 500 LP. Target a DD monster, gains 500 attack. Unless you have a DD card in your other pendulum zone, this card's pendulum scales become 5. When this card's normal summon, you can special summon one face-up dark pendulum monster from your extra deck, but its effects are negated. If you attacked with that if you activated this effect, you cannot special summon monsters from the rest of the turn except for DD monsters, which it doesn't really hurt. It's practically practically Night Howling, but with pendulums. So it can summon Hell Armageddon to get you that 3,000 beater. Speaking of Hell Armageddon, once per turn you can target one DD monster you control. It gains 800 attack until the end of the turn. Once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one of those destroyed monsters. This card gains attack equal to the original attack of that target until the end of the turn. And it has more. This card cannot attack directly during the turn you activate this effect. This card cannot be destroyed by spell or trap effects that do not target it. So this basically says, screw you, Mirror Force. You can't do anything with it. Radiant Mirror Force, basically all those Mirror Force clones, and it can boost itself with attack equal to equal to the one it popped. It's a good card. It's a good beat stick. Next one, DDD Rebellious King Leonidas, my favorite card out of the whole deck. That and Gale Alexander. When you take effect damage, except during the damage step, you can destroy this card, and if you do, for the rest of the turn, effects that would inflict damage to a player increase their LP instead. This stops the Covenants from doing damage to you. So if you have him on the pendulum zone, you have just these three Covenants out, just to say, you could send it to the grave, and then you gain 3,000 instead of taking 3,000 from having all three on the field. So it's a nice card. And its second effect, when you take damage, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, gain LP equal to the damage you took. You take no effect damage while this card is in a monster zone. So basically, this deck, well, this stops burn in general, and if basically, okay, this card is good. It's just good for this deck. If you take battle damage, you can special summon it. Well, no, not during the damage step. My bad. I'm sorry for that. Like, say if you run it, someone's running a pesky burn deck. They use it. Try to use a spell like that cannon thing. Special summon it, and then I gain LP equal to the LP I lost, which is nice. It balances it out. It helps you get the deck to a point where you're just like, the Covenants don't really hurt you as much. And if you get this guy out while you have the Covenants, you're basically saying, I take no damage from Covenant cards. Speaking of the Covenant contract cards, Dark Contract with a Hellgate. During your main phase, you can add one DD monster from your deck to your hand. So you can only use it one per turn. During each of your standby phases, you take 1,000 damage. Dark Contract with a Swamp King. During your main phase, you can fusion summon one Fiend type fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or your side of the field as fusion materials. And if you would fusion summon a DD monster this way, you can banish monsters from your graveyard as fusion materials, which is nice. So basically you can say I can use one from my hand and one from my graveyard to fusion summon Temujin, which is based off the Wind God. I like it. I think Temujin's the Wind God. Oh, no, that's Fusion because of Mortal Kombat. I'm getting off topic. Next one's 1-for-1. You ditch your card, special summon level 1 monster from your hand or deck. You use it for Kepler. Enough said. Dark Contract with a Valkyrie. You can send one DD card or Dark Contract card from your hand to the graveyard, then target a card on the field and destroy it. You can use that effect once per turn. All Fiend type monsters gain 1,000 attack during your opponent's turn only, and during your standby phase you take 1,000 damage. It's a good card. It's their own way of dealing with pesky stuff. Bottomless Trapo explains itself. You get rid of stuff. Breakthrough skill stops effects more than once, puts in work. DDD resource management. You can shuffle 3 DD cards from total hand, graveyard, face down, or face up on your field, and DD in your pendulum zones. You can add 2 DD monsters from your deck to your hand. So basically, this is us saying we're gonna recoup our monsters into the deck, and then we're gonna add the 2 that we put. So if I synced with 7 with these 2, I can just add them right back. It's very nice. DD Recruit. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, target any number of DD monsters or Dark Contract cards in your graveyard up to your monster deficit, add them to your hand. So if your opponent has 4 monsters and you have 2, you get to add 2 from your graveyard to your hand. It's practically for the same reason we got resource management, but recruit doesn't give us the search power we want, so that's why we run one of them. It only gets the ones from the grave, it is still good though. Lease laundering. This card is amazing. For when you have, if you have multiple covenants or contracts out, you can just be like, hey, I'll just send 2 of these or 1 of each of these. Draw 2 cards to gain 2,000 LP. It's a good way to regain life after you lost it with the covenants. Good hand advantage if you run out of cards to do shenanigans with. So it's really good card. Solemn Warning speaks itself. Basically negates stuff. It negates special summons, monster effects that causes special summons. It just negates special summons. Mask of Restrict. This card, I put it in here. People say it's weird that I put it in here, but it's not. It's very, very nice. Mask of Restrict stops my stuff from having to be sacked. If, for example, Lava Golem, burn is a problem in some cases, but this deck, it can stop it. If you have Mask of Restrict, you just activate it. Can't use Lava Golem. Lava Golem is one of the main cards in the burn decks nowadays, So yeah, but now volcanics are a thing. So Mask of Restrict might not do so well against that. But I haven't really went against volcanics since I had this deck. Mostly because they disappeared off the map after the support hit. Side deck is just a breakthrough skill. I haven't really focused on the side deck yet because the main deck has been working good for me. Now for the syncs and extras and shenanigans stuff. DDD Gale King Alexander. 1 DD tuner in a non-tuner monster. If another DD monster is normal or special summon to your side of the field while you control this card, you can target a level 4 lower DD, special summon it from your grave, and you can only use it once per turn. But basically, if you have this and the pendulums out, and you special summon a level 4 lower, which is practically the whole deck except for these, these and that and Galilei, you can get perks from it. You can get multiple Liliths off with this. You can get Night Howling. Like if you normal summon Night Howling after having him out, you can get it. It just works so well. The synergy with it is just out of bounds. DDD Wave King Caesar. 2 level 4 Fiend type monsters. You can only use the effect of DDD Wave King Caesar once per turn. During either player's turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card at the end of this turn's battle phase. Special summon as main monsters from your grave that as possible that were destroyed this turn. And if you do, this is one I'm not so clear on. You take 1,000 damage for each monster special summon by this effect during the next standby phase. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a dark contract card from your deck to your hand. Speaks for itself. It helps you plus from the grave. DDD King or DDD Blaze King Temujin. If another DDD monster is special summoned to your side of the field, pendulums, while you control this card, face up card, you can target 1 DDD monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So this gives you an unrestricted special summon. So you can summon Cruel End King, Hell Armageddon, Leonidas, Proud Ogre, Conquest King Kaiser, Galilei if you feel zesty. And if it's destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can add a dark contract card from your grave to your hand. It's a pretty good card. Chaos King Archfiend. I hardly make this card, but now that Clear Wing is out, I might switch that in the next card I'm gonna show you with Black Rose and Clear Wing. But the extra deck will change. Don't worry, it'll be an update for this. So basically, you can, when it declares an attack, you can switch the attack and the defense of all face-up monsters your opponent controls to the end of the battle phase, which can help you get over pesky cards. It's a lot. It can help you with super heavy samurais. It can help. Trust me. Sometimes it's not that bad, but sometimes it ain't that good. Dark Highlander. It's just a filler card. I didn't know what to put in here for this. Another player can synchro summon. Yup. You think I suck for this. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls that is equipped with an equipped card and destroy all equipped cards that's on that monster, and you take 400 for each. Yeah, I don't like this card. This deck will be edited. Number 101 Silent Honor Arc. It's the usual grade 4 thing you see. Detach 2, target a special summon monster, attach it as Xyz material, and if it would be destroyed, you detach 1 and it ain't destroyed. Executin, you've seen it, it's been out for a while. Once per turn during your main or your opponent's battle phase, if they have more target, if they have more total cards in their hand and field than you do, detach 1 and pop everything else, and your opponent doesn't take any damage no more damage this turn. Ragnar Zero. This card gets rid of pesky things. You can attach Xyz material, target a face-up monster whose attack is different than its original attack, and pop it. And then you draw a card. So it's good. It's good for decks that... It's good for decks like Fire Fist and stuff. Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. You detach 2, and you target a face-up monster your opponent controls, and if its attack becomes half its current attack, and if it does, this card gains lost attacks. Pretty much, it's saying, like, if you have Blue Eyes, and I have Rebellion, I can make my Rebellion 4,000. I can run over your Blue Eyes. You take 25,000 or 2,500, and then for the rest of the game, well, until he's dead, well, until it dies, it's 4,000, which is good. It's very good. It gets over tough stuff. So yeah, this has been my deck video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please, even though this is my first video, please try and like, comment, and subscribe. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this for the people. Hopefully you'll see this deck as a playable one on DN or on YGO Pro or Dev Pro if you want. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.